If Sting's allowed to go to the Hall, who should AEW ask for one night only and part of a trade?
All right. I mean, you're not going to get any of the big time names, right?
Okay.
Like you're not going to get, because I would love Seth. Like if you get like a Seth Mox match or a Roman Mox match, like some sort of Shield, like that would be my dream.
Oh,
like
wow.
Some sort of Shield match would be my dream.
Not Ospreay and Seth?
No.
No, he's got it. He's got it right.
Yeah. Like that. But you're not like if you're Hunter, right. You're saying you can't say no. So I think the biggest, most realistic name they can get is AJ Styles. I don't know who I'm putting AJ against. It's probably Will Ospreay at that point. But I think AJ is probably the biggest name that you could potentially get and still get a lot of people excited.
I'd also put AJ in with Swerve.
Sure. But if you want to see a match in the mirror, it's AJ Styles against Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both will come down with the same hood, the same robe. They still unveil the robe. I mean, you see it twice. You'll see the Styles clash twice. You'll see the same moves twice. Like that's what it would be. Like it's like two Spider-Man memes facing each other. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it'll be Nakamura.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be somebody expendable. Seriously, it'll be like. It'll be Austin
but right
Theory.
now, AJ's expendable. He's in a feud with Karrion Kross, and it's just backstage. They don't even do it out in the ring in front of people.
And the crowd's still into AJ.
It is. This is a deep cut, but you guys need to research this. You guys don't remember Joey Legend, just Joe, did the same thing like in the early 2000s WWE. He was just a guy that would just come backstage and say and try to bring the storylines together. I don't know if I would do that, man. I mean, that guy's tough. I don't know if I do. That's all that Karrion Kross is doing is just Joe. That's all he's doing. Like, so you're not going to wrestle anytime? You're just going to give me advice being a clubhouse lawyer? How about get out of my face?
They fired all his friends, and he still somehow gets screen time every week.
So let's put our heads together because I think that we have to play King of the Mountain. I think that Gabe has got it. Imagine you see, okay, so Seth Rollins taking on Mox would be amazing. Who goes over?
Well, that's why I feel like this could never work because you're not going to agree.
Double DQ?
Yeah.
Double DQ? Like Seth comes down there, but not the robe and the craziness. He just comes down, it's like black tights, runs down the ring, and they fight. Like old Shield members fight. 10, 15 minutes, double DQ, throw it out, whatever. But there's a way to do it. But Seth would be so pissed at Triple H.
Right. So that's why like a guy like Knock works. You send Nakamura over, he can take a loss to a Swerve or an Ospreay, and we'll get a banger of a match.
And almost done with the company, I believe.
Well, you're telling me that if you do AJ Styles versus Ospreay's going to be begging to take that loss.
I guess that's a good point. The way Ospreay.
That ain't
but
Brian,
Tony wouldn't allow that. Like Tony would that's when Tony would all of a sudden put his foot down. He's like, no, you are not losing to one of their guys. Like,
yeah. Or you do the old cinch up, man. The old cinch it up, and if they're past 3 count, who knows?
Would Bayley be a possibility either in a match against Mercedes or a tag match with Mercedes?
2 best friends. Holy shit.
Well, but then that way, as a tag team, they can go over whoever. They can go over Billy Starks and Athena in a tag team match in a run up to, she needs a friend and everybody knows they're best friends, and you could do something like that.
The other one I thought, just from a attainability standpoint, is what if they lent Oba Femi for a night and you do Oba versus Brody?
Well, we know Brody's taking the loss there.
Right. So,
oh my God. Come on now.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I have been begging for Brody to go over anybody, and he just doesn't do it ever, despite everybody wanting him to win in the arena every time he steps foot in the squared circle. And Tony just doesn't do it.
It's a good point.
NXT champion is who?
Oba Femi.
He's not the he's not the
no, he's the world champion. They did him and Moose, who was the TNA champ.
That's right. And I watched that. That was my dream match came true. I need to see that match maybe another 5 times.
If you're Tony, you have to ask for someone bigger than the NXT champion. Because Sting is
know.
pretty associated with you. Like Sting is a pretty big bargaining chip that you have. How desperate are you, Trips? How big do you want this to happen for Lex?
Yep.
My guess is not that bad. So we're not going to get any of the big names we've talked about. And ultimately Sting doesn't do it.
Yeah, and that's just too bad. Because then
don't-
it's probably is Flair still in a contract in AEW?
I think so.
I
just
think
like
he's got a
Tony's-
similar deal.
Tony's such a fan though that he might be willing to bet. Like if Hunter offered up Motor City Machine Guns,
Well, what did Tony get for Billy Gunn going to the WWE Hall of Fame? Remember that, the pissant?
Yeah.
So what was in return? Nothing.
just a shot at them on TV.
You gotta do better than that. I know Billy was a backstage guy, but you got to do better than that.
Right.
You got to get a trade. So it goes back to like TNA when Dixie Carter was running it. It's like she could have anybody beside the Undertaker in exchange for Ric Flair for the Hall of Fame, and she chose Christian. What? I've always liked Christian. Really? Ric Flair for Christian. Okay.
Yeah,
But I like those choices, man. If you're Tony and you know WWE's rubbing your nose in the dirt, you got to drive a hard bargain. Otherwise,
mhm.
I'm trying to think of Luger's past. If it's not Sting, if it's not Flair,
It's Cody.
Pillman's dead. Horseman, JJ Dillon. No,
They just have Cody do it.
Oh, because of his connection with Dusty.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Or I guess you could have DDP. There's a connection there now.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The answer is
Yeah.
DDP. The answer is DDP.